because most of the people are present now.
Okay.
So, okay. So, good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome everybody in today's session. So, it will be a really nice and very interactive session with our speaker. Firstly, I would like to thank each and every member of Jadavpur University FarmTech Alumni Association for arranging this kind of session for us in order to build capability, which will be helpful for us in our placement drive in future. So, I would like to introduce you to today's speaker, Prashansina Dada, who will be helping us out and will be guiding us in order to develop skills if we want to get into fields like medical writing and pharmacovigilance as our career options. Dada is presently working as a senior medical writer with Sanofi, and he previously worked with Aspen Pharma, and it also collaboratively did various kinds of projects with DBT and CSIR projects. And he also had experience in hospital pharmacy for 1 year. So I would like to request Dada to kindly take over the session. Please, Dada.
Thank you, everybody. So, actually, we will be going to the session for medical writing today. So, this is like an emerging field in India, and still, uh, if anyone can confirm that the slide is visible to you.
Yes,
Yes,
it's
it's
visible.
visible.
Yes, Dada,
Yes,
visible.
Dada.
Yeah. So, see this. I won't be able to see the chat. So, uh, this I'm just telling you how the session proceeds. I'll be sharing some inputs. First of all, once my session is complete, I'll be starting an interactive session. Okay, with questionnaire. So let me go to the session first of all, and I will then give you time for interactive session. It's a very short session. Uh, so currently, today we are going to talk about the medical writing and pharmacovigilance. Now, medical writing, regulatory and scientific writing, and medical information. These are the fields that are growing immensely in India and also in the world. Okay, the world actually why it is developing so much. What's the need for that? Is the like every company they need to have a proper documentation about the medicines. Okay, they need to have a proper research documentation about the medicine. So they need to have uh, clinical documents and like different regulatory documents. Okay, which are based on scientific publications and uh, systemic reviews and meta-analysis and different types of studies, randomized clinical trials. So there are different types of research. These research are done on products of different products, and then they are used in formulating documents for the product, which there are regulatory bodies which see, and that is really important for approval of the product. There are different phases of clinical trial also. So here, this these are the areas, they play major role in different parts. This medical information is basically catering on the products which are already in market. Okay, those are marketed already in market, and the questions from the healthcare professional regarding the products, they are answering that. This regulatory and scientific writing, they are working on the documents that are provided with the product. When you buy a product, suppose you are buying an eye drop. If you buy an eye drop, there is a leaflet attached to that. That leaflet is the product information. So the group of people who are working on development of those product information, they are coming from this regulatory and scientific writing and also from the medical writing. Okay, so they involve creating clinical documents which are scientific in nature, and these are based on evidence based research. They should be unbiased, well balanced. That means, what does well balanced means? That means there are five kinds of research studies. One is saying contradictory to the other three. So we will be putting all kind of research in our document. Okay, so these are, it should be well balanced, it should be unbiased, and these are very critical for pharma industries and biotech industries. Basically here we are going for the monoclonal antibodies, and they are rapidly developing in industry in different areas. So biotech is like a booming area which is growing and will grow in the upcoming future also. So here, understanding of all those documents of different nature, basically uh, you can go for the regulatory submissions, regulatory document, or quality documents for the batch documentation documents, and there are different types of documents. Understanding of all those documents are very important. What are the need for understanding for those documents? Because when we are asked about the question, we must convey the information with clarity, and exactly what information is asked, we will be providing that information only. So understanding of medical and clinical terminology is also important. Having a background of pharmacology is very important. And vital about the compliance, that means we have to be punctual, we have to know the time management and effective communication. Now, an overview for the pharmacovigilance. Also, I am giving a brief overview. This is from the WHO website, pharmacovigilance. You can see like everybody, medicine. You can. I have just highlighted the point from the WHO website. What is pharmacovigilance? Pharmacovigilance is basically, in short, you can say every medicine like will have some positive beneficial effects, and it may have some undesirable or side effects. So the pharmacovigilance is a science and activities relating to the detection, assessment, understanding, and prevention of the adverse event or any vaccine or medicine related problem which is related to the product. So this definition is very important for us to know. In general, you need to understand what is side effect, what is adverse drug reaction. So all these understanding are very important. Okay, what does adverse reaction means? Like you are taking a medicine for headache, and you are if you take a medicine for headache, in that case you are having stomach loose motion, you are facing loose motion. So loose motion is a side effect of that medicine. That medicine was intended for headache, but it is giving a side effect of a loose motion. So that is an adverse event, that is an side effect which is related to the product. So the science and the activities, all those scientific activities related to the detection, assessment, and understanding of these adverse events are under the pharmacovigilance, are under the umbrella of pharmacovigilance. Now, coming back to this slide, all these areas are part of this umbrella only. Okay, so now going further, you can go to the link and study further regarding that. What are the challenges which we face in this area? Now, the professional in medical writing, pharmacovigilance face complex challenges like tight deadlines. They will have a very short deadline or a very limited deadline, like a limited duration. In that duration, you have to do the research, and you have to comply with the complex regulations and regulatory regulations I am telling about. Need to have continuous learning. You need to learn daily. You need to have a habit of learning and unlearning. At the same time you are learning, at the same time you are unlearning what you have learned earlier. If that was not required and we are going to the updated process, then you have to unlearn the earlier process. So it's an area of continuous growth. We have to be uh, updated with the industry challenges. Now, why this field is emerging? Okay, that is also a good question. I will be coming after some time. Here we have to stay updated with the industry challenges. Enhancing skill is necessary for overcoming these challenges. We have to continuously learn and develop our skills, because the sector is continuously growing in a very manifold ways. Okay, handling multiple high priority projects with strict deadlines. Situations be like confusion is subject, but there will be no solution, and you need to have an understanding of how to handle multiple projects simultaneously. I'm just giving a brief. You can see this on this video in this link. I'm just giving a. Let me know if you are able to hear this. Is it audible? Anyone can confirm?
No other.
Yes. No.
No or yes? Everything is
No, Dada.
अच्छा ठीक আছে. So basically is it not audible to anybody?
No, Dada.
No, Dada. No, no.
আসছে কি আসছে না?
The sound is very low
No.
actually.
আচ্ছা
Sound আসছে।
আচ্ছা দেন একদম আসছেই না মানে ঠিক আছে দেন জাস্ট ট্রাই ওয়ান্স anyone able to hear or it's not audible?
Audio is but very low.
আসছে কিন্তু খুবই অল্প।
আচ্ছা you can see it later. Okay. matlab I'm just giving a brief. Who are able to see this, at least they can see. Others can check out that link and later on because it's very short clip. So was that audible or very low?
Very low.
ঠিক আছে, that's
It was understandable.
understandable na ha ঠিক আছে. So next time onwards you need to have a good earphone also in case it's required. So what was the take from that video is basically you need to there were multiple projects that will be coming at the same time and you need to understand how to manage them on priority. Okay, so that's and everything is like required at the same time. So this is very important, like project handling, how to handle multiple projects simultaneously. That's very important in this on this role. Okay, so going to the next slide. So now going forward we will be knowing how to tackle this situation and how to overcome these challenges. Okay, so let's focus on the upcoming slides. So here, what are the skills required to overcome those challenges which we face, like how to handle multiple projects and other requirements for these roles which are coming here? Like technical and personal skills both are required at the same time. You need to have a strong communication, okay, skill. You need to have a attention to the detail. You need to know that everything in detail. Okay, you need to keep attention to every word, every detail you read. You may have to read 3 times, 4 times, 5 times to understand what is asked, and you need to answer exactly what is required. Okay, understanding of the clinical and scientific terminology is very important. You need to mention everything in scientific and clinical terminology. You cannot use vague words or which has no meaning. It should be evidence based. Okay, it should be evidence based research. Whatever we are saying, it should be backed by a scientific document which is well published and well authorized. Okay, understanding of published scientific literature, this is very important. You need to understand how to read scientific articles, how to read the contents out of that. Now additionally, deep understanding of regulatory guidelines and proficiency in writing. What are regulatory guidelines? Like these are the FDA, MHRA, TGA, Health Canada, CDSCO. So different countries and different continents are having different guidelines. FDA, anyone can tell me about FDA? which country it is for?
It is for the USA,
Very good.
and it's Food and Drug Administration, the regulatory authority of.
ठीक है, that's all only. Now, anybody can tell me about TGA? Anyone? TGA is for Australia. Health Canada तो Canada तक बुझा ही अच्छे. EMA is for Europe. Okay. MHR is for UK. Okay. Similarly for Ireland there is different. So কেউ বলতে পারে এটা কার জন্য আছে? Is my screen
India.
India.
At least you recognized.
India.
So we have a drug DGCA. Okay. So Drug Control Authority. So Director of Drug Control or Drug Control, they monitor and do inspections for the drug, and they have a combined body and they work on that. So basically deep understanding of the regulatory guidelines, and you need to know it should comply with the regulatory norms and regulations. Okay. So you need to have an understanding of this. This is very much required. Okay. Different countries have different regulatories, and we have to comply as per the regulatory guidelines. Proficiency in writing is very important. Okay, you need to have a hobby, or you can say a skill for writing. Proficiency in English language is very important. Now it is divided in 4 parts. Every language, if you go for a language course, you will learn that language is divided in listening, writing, reading, and speaking. All 4 are very important. While here reading and writing and listening, all these are important. If you are in first line, or where you are interacting with the customer, in that case speaking will be required. Otherwise, if you are in senior roles where the writing is only required, there the reading and writing and listening also is also important. So all 4 very important. Grammar, punctuation is very important when you are writing this. Okay. Avoid abbreviations also, and if you are using abbreviation, it should be you should mention the full form in the first. Okay. Avoid plagiarism. When you are mentioning, like here I have mentioned this and I have given a reference for it, from where I have collected this. So you need to properly show from where it is taken. Okay. To avoid plagiarism, that's very important. Well referencing is very important. Project management and product management also tools are very much helpful. Project management, additionally product management. I have not written it intentionally. Okay. How to manage multiple projects at the same time? So this is a very important question. Now, time management skills. This is also very important. Very important in this role. You need to understand how to prioritize. Okay. When you have multiple tasks at the same time, you need to understand which task is most important, and accordingly you order the task and then do what is required at the first. Okay. You need to have a planning and scheduling. That saves a lot of time and boosts productivity. Okay. You need to have a self-discipline. That's very important here in our session. Learning and practicing of self-discipline is very important and lifelong process. How it is important? One point which is not mentioned here is, if you are asked to be present on time, like 5 a.m. in the morning or 3 p.m. in the afternoon, you must be present on time, or 1 or 2 minutes before time is also okay. But at that time, you must be found at that time. You must respect your word. You must respect whatever you are saying. Okay. So this all are coming under this umbrella only. Now, goal setting. If you are not able to reach something or not able to perform something, you should inform and you should set things in a way that is achievable. Okay. And if you are not able to do so, you should make others know that I am not able to do so. So please ask for help and delegation and for outsourcing. Allow yourself to delegate the work that's not in top priority, or if someone has a capacity, they can do the work. Learning to say no. Okay. Set your boundaries and respect the time and plans. Okay. Respecting others' time is very important. Now using the free time smartly, okay, so that there's a time to relax your mind. Okay, stress management is very important. Okay, then only if you have a bucket, if it is totally filled, then you should empty the bucket. Okay, then only you can fill it again. Okay, like just for a illustration, if you are able to see my video, I am showing you one thing. Are you able to see myself?
Yes, Dada.
Yes, Dada.
Yes, sir.
Is something in my hand? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
ठीक अच्छे.
Yes,
Now you
sir.
can
Yes.
see. Now you can see here the pink is totally in downward side. Okay, and the white is in the top. Now, if this is your mind, if it is totally filled with some task, will it be able to take something new? No. How you have to, how you will, what you will do basically to, so that it can have some capacity to take new things. You need to take out some space, right? So that there should, is it visible? Anybody say yes or
Yes,
no?
Dada. Yes, Dada.
So my point was that only.
Yes,
So when you will have free time, then only you can learn something new. Then only something new will come to your mind. So you need to have some time with yourself where you will find and think how I can do things in a better way, how I can plan in a more organized way. So these are very important. Now you should read the slide as the way I am telling you to read. Then only it will be helpful for you. Good communication skill is very important in this session or in this area. Then only you can provide that information which is asked, and you can provide what you are looking for. Okay, when you will know what I have to look, then only you can look for that information. So clarity is important. So here do and don'ts are very important to remember and also to implement for good communication skill, either in written or speaking or in any other mode of communication. So you need to first of all know about the poor communication skills. What are the uh, things that are in the poor communication skill? This area you will focus. You will not read this now. You will focus on this. Listen to reply. Just someone has asked, and without listening it properly, without listening it in full, you started replying to that. We should not do like that. What we should do, we should listen to understand what they are trying to say and grasp more and more from that. Then only we will be able to understand the topic or the instance. It is very helpful in interview sessions or wherever you are going to have a talk with a very senior person. These are very important. Now, second, assumes intentions. As per our assumption, if we are assuming that you are going to a place, suppose for example, and you are thinking left direction is east is in the left direction, that is your assumption. But we should not go for by assumption. We should ask. We should ask to understand intention. Is my understanding correct, or do you have any other thoughts about that? So we should not assume anything in advance. We should try to understand. We should have an intention, not to assume in advance, but to try to understand others' intention, so that we can know something more which we are not knowing. Procrastination, when we are not sure, we are assuming that, oh, that person is knowing too much, or that person is knowing nothing. Okay, so, or I am knowing too much, I am confident about it. It should not be like that. We should seek feedback when we are not sure. In cases, or in any case, we should seek feedback so that we can understand how we can improve further. There is always an area of improvement. Okay, so by continuous improvement process, we can understand. And how we can grow? We can grow when we are receiving critical feedbacks, when we are receiving honest feedback. Okay, it should not be biased. Then only we will be learning how we can improve. Use only data to make points. Just whatever the data you got, either in research or anything, just without analyzing the data or understanding it, you are just making points. Just one point you have seen and you are just going to have a story about that. We should not do like that. We should use the complete picture. We should go in detail. We should go in depth, understand everything. Then we should come at a conclusion. Like we should not use like half judgmental or partial information. We should always have a complete understanding about the depth and complete information about the whole uh, article or manuscript or whatever the document you are reading. Make snap judgments. Quickly we are judging anything. We should not do like that. We should uh, how it is related to what I am saying. Quick judgments, like when you are reading an article, you have read 4 lines of that and you have made a judgment that this should be the conclusion. We should not do like that. We should read the complete article, then we should understand only how it is, what is the actual information the author is trying to say, or what the research study is trying to say, what are the information. Okay, so we should not have our judgment in the whatever the things I am telling, it's about the reading and writing, how we are writing, how we are reading anything. Assumes knowledgeable, confirm. If we are asking for help, or if you are going for a session, you need to have, like if you are talking to a healthcare personnel, or who is a doctor or senior pharmacist or nurse, or who has a deep knowledge about that topic, so we should not assume anything in advance. We should confirm everything, all knowledge based on the evidence. Then only we should provide information. Okay, we should not assume anything. We should provide anything which is based on some scientific documentation. Okay, we should not have any grudge or anything. We should always have like to the point information and a specific. What is asked and what is the language is very important. Each and every word and has a meaning, so it should not reflect any bad meaning in any sense. Interrupts other while speaking, we should not do like that. We should wait and let the why these are important. When you are going for an interview session for the all these job roles, they will be checking all these points. They will be very senior person and they will have a ample experience of about the topic. The way you will talk, the way you will present yourself, they will have a understanding about that. Okay, we should learn to respect others' perspective. Then only we can learn about that. Now, this area is growing in US, UK, Canada, Germany, Australia, Japan, and other countries also. Why it is important. All companies, pharma companies or biotech companies, when they are producing a drug, they have to report the adverse drug reaction that is involved with the product. And we have different monitoring sites like Uppala, WHO, adverse drug reaction monitoring sites, yellow card for MHRA. So like that, there are different sites where we have to report the adverse drug reaction regarding the product. So this area of pharmacovigilance is increasing and evolving day by day. So the way jobs are creating in this area is growing as every second, and we are getting new types of job roles. So if you have understanding about all this thing, this is very important, like soul base you can say, and it will help you to tackle all these challenges. Now, future trends, like the future of medical writing, scientific writing, and all other like medical information, medical regulatory writing, regulatory and scientific writing. All these are very much promising in technology also, and with data analytics also. This is growing day by day. Okay, by the use of the artificial intelligence, machine learning, to streamline the process and make it more efficient and impactful. Okay, as the industry evolves, professional can adapt to grow. Okay, so we have to learn day by day new techniques, new ways of learning. Okay, embracing these opportunities can lead to a fulfilling career in the health sector. So thank you, everybody. Now going to the questions which were there. Okay, which were asked. What are the roles of a medical writer or a scientific writer? I will suggest to go to the LinkedIn, okay, and other websites like Naukri.com, Glassdoor, and other websites to check what are the roles. Okay, different. When you will search, you will go to the job description, check the JD, and if you are complying with the JD, complying means if you are having a relevant information regarding the job description, if you are complying with that, then you should go and apply for the job. You should have a like regular check in LinkedIn regarding this. Okay, there are several job roles, and it's very important, okay, to check on the websites. That will give you a broader idea regarding the what are the roles, what are the things. Are the freshers eligible for the interviews related to the medical writing, medical scientific, all these writing? Yes, they are eligible for the associate roles, so which starts at the beginning. And what are the elementary criteria I have already mentioned here in the this slide here. Apart from this, one more thing is very important, is the deep understanding of the Microsoft Office, especially Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. Okay, so that is very important. And if you know any other soft skills, that will be beneficial for you. I intentionally did not write it there. So coming to the next question, can you tell more about the medical regulatory affairs? This all these are coming under medical affairs umbrella also, and these are research based. Okay, so the work you have to do is the research. Okay, they will include hybrid role also. So and it will be very much helpful. You can work from your home also, and you can go to office also as per the required, as per the company norms. Okay, so it's very lucrative job roles. Okay, what are the long-term benefits I get into the medical writing? Like, this is a growing area, like regulatory, quality department, QC, production. These areas are like kind of matured fields, and like you can say saturation is there, but this is a growing field, and it is growing day by day. So if you have a career in this role, if you are going to this sector now, this scientific writing, in broad you can say, so you will be having a very good career in the coming 5 years, 10 years, or over the period of time. Here you will have a high incremental growth. Okay, so it's not a slow growth. You can have a very high growth, and you can offer outside India also, and you can go anywhere, okay, in world. So it's high demanding job roles are here. Okay, what are the skills needed to develop? Already taught. What are the areas of interest for the recruiters during the interview? Already I have mentioned. What are the companies that can I apply when I get in? I will not strictly say regarding this, but I will suggest you to go to the LinkedIn. You should. I will not spoon feed you. I will ask you to go to the LinkedIn, use Google, Naukri.com, and Glassdoor, and other websites to check what are the companies which are present in India. You should, but I will tell you how to do that. You can go to the Google, and you will see a list of companies who are working on that. Now you can go in the LinkedIn also, you can go in the Naukri.com also, and you can go in the Glassdoor also to understand uh, like what are the job roles, what are the job requirements, and you should have a ATS friendly CV. Okay, so that the artificial intelligence can identify your CV at first. Okay. uh, what are the companies which we can apply? There are several companies, okay, like TCS, CTS. Here I will say some companies name like Sanofi, Novartis, Bristol Myers, and Aspen, and PPD, Profarma. There are you can say uh, different companies uh, which are like working for the other companies also, third party vendors, so they are also there, so you need to work on that type of companies. Okay, so who will be working on behalf of like Novartis or other companies. Okay, so in Accenture also there are some, so you need to go to the LinkedIn and work on yourself what are the companies. Okay, use LinkedIn effectively, it will help you to get good jobs, but align your CV at first. Okay, Senior Sales is also one of the companies. Now coming up with the companies which I can apply for the PV, like there are various roles in PV. Okay, aggregate reporting, ICMR, clinical submission, project management, project associate, uh, and there are different roles, scientist positions, so pharmacovigilance scientists, like there are n number of job roles, so you have to work out yourself, you have to go and check if I am eligible for that role or not. Okay, I cannot specify all those roles because I'm speaking on a public platform, and I should not mention like that. So you should work out yourself, and accordingly you will find it out on these websites. Okay, already done. What are the skills needed to get into a PV job for good companies? Already done. Okay, we have heard like companies, or I cannot comment on this, but it depends on the skill set and the experience the candidate possesses. What are the growth scale? If it's a highly growing field, uh, and it's like growing day by day. So if somebody starts as a very low salary, even if after like at the beginning, even if they don't have any experience, like if you possess 1 or 2 years of experience or more than that, your salary will grow incrementally in more than like GPU, you can say. Okay, and you can follow the footpath and go to the top as you can go. Okay, so it goes in incremental way. Okay, more than 20 10, 15 or 20 LP also it goes, but it depends on your skill set. Okay, what skill set you possess, based on that it depends. So what are the key areas of for that role is this area. You need to be a good communicator, you need to understand do and don'ts, you need to have a time management. Okay, that's very important. Project management is also important, and understanding of like project management or product management will be very much helpful. Okay, and the regulatory guidelines are very important. Okay, you need to start working on your English. Okay, like English is a language which is used universally, and as a common medium of transformation of the information. So good communication in English is very vital for growth. Okay, you should not just copy and paste. Okay, you need to put proper reference and every detail. So that's all. Thank you everybody. So if you have any questions, so I am all there to answer. The quote is in your wall. Yeah, so what are the questions you have?
Excuse me. Hello.
Thank you. Thank you for giving the time, and sorry for the 3 minute late. I started like 5:25 or so. Yeah, that's all from me. You can go ahead. Yeah.
Sir, what is the minimum salary?
See, I cannot comment on that in this public platform. Okay, but it depends. I told you it depends. Okay, yeah, I cannot comment on that because it varies from company to company, and in some company you will, because whatever the salary, if I am saying, you will be having an expectation with that. But I will be saying one thing, that it's not low paying job.
Sir,
Okay,
sir, depends on
it's a
which
high
factors.
paying job. It's a high paying job, that I will say. Initially, when you don't have any experience, in that case you may have to work out for 1 2 year, where you will be having a bit of low salary, but it's, still it will be more than the other sectors. But soon you will be having a high paying job. That I can say.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Specifically stat I cannot comment. Okay, so any other question? This is a question session now. My slides are over.
দাদা
বল।
দাদা বলছিলাম এই প্রোগ্রামিং ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ কি জানতেই হবে?
না, programming language is not important. Understanding of published scientific literature, uh, ভালো question করেছিস তো, I can explain more. Understanding of published scientific literature is important. Like different search engines, কি কি search engine use হয় in research. Okay, like Embase, like PubMed, like Google Scholar. Okay, like other different search engines are also there, so I won't name them now. So but there are different search engines that I will say. So you need to have an understanding of the search engines. You need to have an understanding how to read uh, manuscripts or articles, research articles. একটা published research article থাকলো, a randomized clinical trial, or meta-analysis, or you can say like systemic review, or randomized clinical trial, or case report, or so prospective trial, prospective study, open study, double blind, single blind. So all these you need to know how to differentiate cohort studies. So all these you need to know, and you need to have an understanding what are these, what are the like difference between them. Basically বুঝতে হবে কি, like what does this mean. Okay, so এটা খুব important. These are like that will help you to grab the job in place of others. Like if you have these things, then you will be preferred over other candidates. আমি যে এখন বললাম, আমি স্পেশালি এইসব স্লাইডে লিখিনি আমি। Next question. So if you ask me question, then only I will answer.
So I have a question that if I start my career as a medical writer, or start my career in pharmacovigilance and then shifts to regulatory affairs, will that count as an experience, because they're more or less same?
Definitely no. I cannot every statement. Definitely you can shift to other roles, but they are not same. They are different. The way of working, the way they are totally different department. আমি অনেকগুলো ডিপার্টমেন্টকে একসঙ্গে এখানে রেখেছিলাম। মেডিকেল রাইটিং ইজ ওয়ান ডিপার্টমেন্ট। Under medical writing umbrella, medical writing in broad sense for layman language, I will say, is like a scientific writing. In layman language, I will say, where basically we are working on scientific research documents. Okay, but regulatory writing is also one area which is coming under regulatory department. Medical and scientific writing is another area which is also coming under medical regulatory department. Medical information is another area which is separate from both of them, but this is coming under medical regulatory writing department. So every company has a different organogram or division, so accordingly they change the it in different roles. So you need to check as per the company. But moreover, these are separate departments under one department. Okay, they were different sections, you can say, sub departments, you can say. So
Will that be my experience will be counted?
yes, definitely it will be counted.
Thank you.
Next question, please. বাংলায়ও কোশ্চেন করতে পারিস, আমি মানে প্রেফারেবল ইন এনি ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ। কোশ্চেন করলেই আমি বলবো, আমি নিজে থেকে আর কিছু বলবো না। Any question from second year, please? Second year, third year? It's a very high paying job. Okay, but I cannot comment on the figure because I have restrictions to tell, but you can Google it and you can check. It's a very high paying jobs. These are. Next
Dada.
question, please. Ha, bol.
Dada, you said that pharmacology background is required. So, do we need to have a master's in pharmacology? Like, is it mandatory?
That candidate will be preferred. আমি বললাম preferred, ওখানে স্লাইডে লেখা ছিল preferred. Okay, that those candidates will be preferred in the if there is a like 10 students, so those candidates will be preferred. But you can say like কোথায় লেখা ছিল, হ্যাঁ, so it's a preference. Okay, they can have a microbiology also background or similar other background. They can have a PhD, okay, or they can have like masters also in other department, biotechnology also. That is also fine. Okay, that is also basically if you are complying with the job roles which are there, so then you can go ahead with that. Okay, so next question. আমি ঠিক শেয়ারটা দেখতে পাচ্ছি না। হ্যাঁ, কি বলছিল একজন, হ্যাঁ, মেডিকেল রাইটিং ইজ রিলেটেড টু, ইউ ক্যান আনমিউট অ্যান্ড সে, বিকজ আমি চ্যাট না ঠিক করে দেখতে পাচ্ছি না। ঠিক আছে, medical writing and is related to research, same goes for pharmacology, both are part of the yes, you the question ki chalo, how pharma has developed into separate department, hard has become popular in recent. Ha, আমি যেটা বলেছিলাম কি লাইক those good question Ayantika. So আমি যেটা বলেছিলাম like those companies which are manufacturing products right now, so they have a norm to address about the side effects of that products. Okay, so for that this pharmacovigilance sector is very growing, and they need to provide a proper documentation of all the side effects. Like a drug, a monoclonal antibody related drug is marketed in the in any region. Okay, in like USA, now it has like 10 side effects listed in the product information. Now the patients are having one additional side effect which is not mentioned out of the 10. So if they are reporting that side effect, then when it is properly documented, okay, at the proper platform, like I said, WHO, Uppala, we have one drug monitoring adverse drug reporting center for reporting the adverse drug reactions, and MHRA for yellow card and others. So there these interactive drug interface is there also. So there these side effects are reported and they are added gradually in the listed after thorough review by the relevant team. They will be having like what I can say, review, and they will be added to their product list. Okay, so it's very important for the company to monitor, to basically provide those details about. So that's why it is growing, and it is, there are different roles emerging.
Okay, Dada. And Dada, what can we do? Like any sort of hands-on training or workshop we can attend Means any suggestion that which type of workshop or hands-on training we can attend so that we can put up it in our CV.
very
That
good
will be a
question.
better impression.
হ্যাঁ, very good question, যেটা আমি বলেছিলাম কি like if you have an understanding about the like published scientific literature like meta analysis, randomized clinical trials, or এই যে different studies হয়, type of studies, type of research studies হয়, এই জিনিসগুলো জানাটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট। তো if you have a short skill development certification or course for that, where you will be having understanding what is cohort studies, what is open trial, or what is randomized trial, or what is double blinded trial. So এই understanding গুলো important হবে। And one second, where you will be having an understanding a course where you will be having an understanding about the different regulatory bodies, যেটা আমি ছবিতে দিয়েছিলাম, different, so we you will have a brief understanding about ki ha knowledge about the different regulatory bodies. So এই দুটো জিনিসটা খুব important। Sorry, if you have a English proficiency, that is also important, added advantage.
Okay, Dada. Thank you.
Next question,
Dada?
please.
As you said, just may you just recommend any such organization or institute that organizes this kind of courses?
Yes,
Because we have
Dada.
no idea.
Actually, at present আমি ঠিক বলতে পারবো না, there are several institutions, but you need to get course from like recognized place where you will be finding all those things যেটা আমি এখন বললাম, type of research studies, and then understanding of the regulatory different regulatory bodies in different countries. Okay, আমি like 2014 এ করেছিলাম like CGMP, sorry, IGMPI দিল্লি থেকে, but now there are different institutes. So any from you can go for edX and Coursera also for any type of certification from any good recognized institute. But like I will say like please check before enrolling in the course if these are in the course or not. Okay, because when you will be going to the interviews, they will be asking questions about this, so you need to highlight all this in your CV properly, and make sure the from wherever you will be doing the course, that should be recognized. Okay, so Coursera and edX platforms are good short term courses or certifications are favorable, or if the university organizes or anybody is having a certification course, so you can opt for like workshop or something like that if something is organized. So yeah. Next question from anywhere. These courses, these job roles are most relevant for PG2, ওর থেকেও বেশি রেলেভেন্ট হয় রিসার্চ স্কলারদের জন্য or PhD, and for like master's students, so or PG2, RS, and PhDs, and then also B Farm final year also, if they have an understanding about the types of clinical studies and literature reviews and এই জিনিসগুলো যদি জানে ওরা, then only. But I will say ki go after masters in these roles, because like mostly the eligibility criteria is masters. MPharm pharmacology is preferred, but if they have a similar background, that is also okay. Depends on the company basically. Next question, please. if we don't have any other question, then we can wrap up the session. Anything else? Organizers, you can take over and complete the session. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dada, for your time and for your guidance. So we would like to wrap up the session as nobody have any question left with them. So thank you so much.
Shashwata, if you can add few words, it will be helpful. Yeah, if you're there.
Thank you, Rosunda. I think this was a very helpful session even for me, because even I am at the learning phase. So going down the line, if I ever think of switching to similar profession or allied profession, it would be very helpful for me. Uh, that's all I can say from my end. And for the others, it was, I hope you had a enriching session, and I will also be sharing you the feedback form soon. We hope to receive your feedback and also try to identify how well we can manage the sessions, or what kind of sessions or what information is needed next time if we are organizing a session on similar topic. So that's all from my end. I think thank you, Prosunda. Thanks again for taking up the initiative and for organizing and also delivering this enriching session. Thank you.
So thank you, everybody. So let's conclude the session.